Alright, so I just got back from the coffee shop. It was a pretty successful visit. I feel like, I don't know about any of you with ADHD, but I feel like being at a coffee shop or like being out somewhere helps me stay focused. Where like if I'm home, I could easily spend 15 minutes staring at a screen with like a blank stare. And so when I'm at the coffee shop, I actually stay productive, which is great. But most of the time, it's just about actually getting myself to go, and I just won't sometimes. So pretty productive. Got a lot of ideas going for the new collection, which is really what I need. And I just thought I would share with you more of what I've got going on. So as I was saying, I am working on putting together our market on August 3rd. It's Upper West Side of Manhattan on Broadway. I think it starts at like 96th Street. So I'm really excited about that, but I'm also scared. It's an investment. I'm probably going to spend easily $1,000 on, you know, buying stock and setup and a tent and all of that stuff. So it's definitely an investment, and investments coming literally when I have a photo shoot planned is an interesting choice for me, but I did it anyway. And not to say that there's not more markets, there are, but for some reason I want to do this one, so I'm doing it. I'm having chicken nuggets. I'm on a chicken nugget kick. You know, don't knock it. Sometimes you just need chicken nuggets in your life. I don't know what you want from me. So I'm doing the market. I'm really like not focused, but one of the many things taking up my space in my brain is how do I make it successful? How do I make sure that I'm not just sitting there with nobody visiting my tent? How do I make it interesting? I want to draw people in. I don't know the rules on music, but I want to have music. I want to have something that brings people over. So that's been on my mind a lot. I've started following some people who do markets and stuff who kind of just talk about like how to make it successful. So hopefully I can pick up some things on that. But yeah, so that's a lot that's on my mind. In addition to that, like I said, I have the next collection coming out. My photo shoot is August 6th. I'm super excited. I work with someone that I met in my building. One day I had boxes of all of my hoodies that I first bought coming in, and I mean it was a huge shipment. So it was like multiple boxes, and in my building there's like, it's an elevator building, but when you first walk in there's like 7 or 8 steps or something to like get up to the elevator and like the mailroom. And so when I had it delivered, half my shipment they delivered to my mailroom, everything was fine. For the other half, the company was like, we're not bringing it into the mailroom. I guess they didn't want to do the steps. So with multiple boxes, heavy, like pretty heavy boxes. So anyway, so I was getting the second delivery. I had to literally be here and be outside waiting for them because they were only going to bring it onto the sidewalk. Thank you very much. And so I was bringing boxes in. I had only been working or living in this building for a little while, so I didn't really know anybody. And somebody in my building was like coming down the stairs, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, you know, I'm starting a clothing brand. And he was like, oh, he's like, you had boxes in the mailroom the other day, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I saw those and I was wondering, I wonder if this is clothing. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I'm a fashion photographer. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, I've shot for like Vanity Fair. And I'm like, oh, you're a fashion photographer. Got it. Um, so he was like, well, if you ever want to like work together, let me know. Maybe we can figure something out. In my head, I'm like, you're right. Like, I'll never be able to afford this. But he was so nice, and I was like, yeah, for sure. Like, let's connect. And he's like, oh, I live, you know, in this apartment. And I was like, we live on the same floor. So anyway, I did not contact him for a while because I just knew that I wasn't going to be able to afford it. And I was taking photos myself on my little Android phone. Yes, I'm an Android user. Judge me if you want. And on my friends, no like paid models or anything like that, no professionals. Just have my two friends come over, my two little short friends who are like 4'11", and model my hoodies for me because that's all I had at that time. And anyway, eventually we saw each other again, and he's like, what's going on with your brand, blah blah blah, like how's it going? And so finally one day I'm like, all right, let's like meet for lunch. I knew I was like bringing in more things than just the one hoodie. That's a whole nother story. But I needed a photo shoot. I needed someone professional. So we went to get coffee together, and it was so cool. Like, he's such a cool guy. He's like the sweetest person you've ever met, and he's also just like really cool. Like, he has a cool vibe. He's got a whole vibe about him. Just super nice. And so we figured out how we could work together. He's obviously gives me a huge discount on his rate because I could never afford his normal day rate. And yeah, so we did our first photo shoot. Everything was blank. I like photoshopped pretty much all of my designs onto the photos that he took for me. So that was interesting. I decided I wasn't going to do that again after that time. But now this will be our 4th or 5th shoot together. I think 4th. And I just love it. Like, because I'm a very lighthearted person and I don't like things to feel too serious or rigid, or like, I really just like good vibes. I'm all about vibes. That's how I find the people who I want to have in my life, and he's exactly the same way. Like, I remember our first photo shoot, he was like, look, because I got unpaid models. I use backstage.com, by the way, for anybody who needs models. You can, well, I'm lucky because I have him, he's a big name in photography, so I get to say, like, this is an exchange for the photos, which you can do regardless of whoever the photographer is. But and then people can apply knowing that they're not going to get paid, and it's in exchange for photos and experience also. Like, sometimes I choose people who don't have a lot of professional photos, and again, it's because I do everything off of vibes. So even when I'm choosing my models, it is 100% off of vibes. Like, I don't know why I've always had this ability to like kind of look at photos of someone and know if I would vibe with them or not. I don't know if that's normal, but it's just something that I've always had, and so that's how I like choose my models. Like, even my last boyfriend, we're not together anymore, but met him on a dating app, and like when I saw his pictures, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna fall in love with this guy. Like, I knew it from the second I saw him. And it's not that he was like he was an attractive guy, but it's not like he was like, oh my god, he's so hot. Like, that was not the case. I just, for some reason, I've always been able to tell. It's so weird. Anyway, so yeah, my first photo shoot, he's like, some of these models don't have much experience, because I had shown him, of course, who I picked and stuff, and he's like, so just know that if something's not going right, it's okay. They're going to vibe off of however you're acting, basically. So, you know, make sure you compliment the things that you like them doing, figure out what you don't like, and, you know, call that out too, but make sure you just compliment all the things they like, so that they'll turn it around and do more things that you like. And he's like, but they're totally gonna vibe off of your vibes, which, perfect, easy for me. Yeah, so I'm really excited about this new photo shoot. I've had big ideas on this new collection and putting a lot of pressure on myself for this new collection, which is just normal. That's just what I do. And I'm really hopeful that now we've had a really hard time, like, which is uncanny, really. We've had a hard time getting followers for my brand on Instagram. And it's so crazy because, like, for my clients, I can do it. But for some reason, when it's for me, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, but actually, this is the thing that most of my clients have as well. Like, they're like, oh, nobody wants to hear me talk about this. Nobody, da, da, da. And it's like, they do want to hear that. That's exactly what they want to hear. But for some reason, when you're just trying to get yourself to do it, it's really hard to do. And I just don't know what's interesting and what's not. I don't know how to make a strategy for myself. Or even if I make a strategy, it's like when it comes down time to do it, I don't I don't know how to explain it, but it's so crazy. So that's part of why I'm doing what I'm doing here, recording all of my thoughts and what I have going on. I'm hoping it's going to kind of jumpstart me also for social media, but I just had a really hard time getting followers, and I really feel like part of the issue with my brand, some of my designs I haven't loved, I'll admit. I think I settled for a few things when I shouldn't have. And I think I have a better idea of what I want now, and I think that I'm going to push myself better this time to make the content, because it's really about just making it, I don't know about you guys, but it's like I just make excuses for not making the content. I don't know why, but it's like, just do it. Like, and it's the same thing I tell my clients, like, just do it. And it's part of my job to kind of push them. But I don't push myself, and I don't really have anybody to push me. So I'm just doing it now. That's because the new motto is just do it now. Just do it. Get over it and just friggin' do it. So that's what I'm doing. But I'm hoping that we can figure out how to get more people on Instagram and following us and interested in the charities that we're supporting and interested in the designs that we have and the process behind everything that we do. So I'm looking forward to it. I really hope this photo shoot turns out as I'm dreaming. I want it to feel a little more artistic than previous ones that I've done. I feel like typically I'm more focused on a really pretty picture, where this time I really want the pictures to tell more of, not even necessarily a story, but like just be more emotional. I want it to feel like it's giving you a message. So, and Mike, the photographer, Mike Panaccia, he has a really good eye, and he always like picks up on what I'm thinking. I don't know, it's like I don't really have to over explain anything to him. He can totally pick up on the vibe and what I want, and what's gonna work and what isn't. So we have a really good relationship in that way. And yeah, I'm just super excited, honestly. Like, I'm so excited for all the things that are coming, and I hope that you guys are gonna come along on the journey with me. So I'm gonna eat my lunch now, my chicken nuggets and my Caesar salad, and my hydrogen water. I don't know if it works. It's a whole thing, but oh, that's one of the other things. In my previous video, on top of my 2 companies that I started, I also just started a new podcast with a woman who I previously worked for, the clothing brand I worked for, where I was product development director. She was the name on the line, Diane Gilman. And we always just kind of had this great bond. We had a deeper bond than, and we just had a really mutual respect for each other. I guess that's the best way to put it. And so, she and I have just always been friends. We stayed friends. Like, even when I was still working for the brand, like during the pandemic, I would like go get her groceries and stuff, because she's now 80. At the time, that was 5 years ago. So she was, 75. And she was like terrified to go outside and go shopping in particular. Like it's, be inside a grocery store and stuff like that during the pandemic could be really scary. So I was telling her, I'm like, I go shopping on Saturdays at Whole Foods. If you want, we live in the same area. So I was like, I'll just get you some groceries. Cause she was telling me at the time that like, I think she was getting Fresh Direct, and she was like, I'll plan to make a whole meal. And then they just won't deliver one part of it, and they refund you for it, of course. But she's like, but it could be a key ingredient in the meal and now I can't make it, or it's not gonna be the same, or it's not what I wanted. So I had started like doing stuff like that. Anyway, so after I left the brand, we obviously stayed in touch. She also left the brand around the same time. And she always takes me out to like amazing places to eat. She has amazing taste in food. And she also can afford higher end restaurants that I would never get to experience on my own. So it's always lovely when she invites me to go to eat. But we were talking recently about like her next step. She has 2 podcasts right now, and she's like, I need to figure out how to take it further, basically. How do I get my voice out there more? And so I was thinking like a community is really the next step, right? When you have like a podcast, it's like building a community and taking it like a step further. And, but it's a lot of work, and she's 80. So I was like, why don't we do a podcast together? We'll start a little community. I can like head it, and we'll see what happens. I've never started a community before, so it's brand new for me. But she was like, yeah, that sounds amazing. So we started a podcast together. It's called the 80-40 Factor. So just one more little thing on my plate, no big deal. And yeah, so we started that, and it's been going good. Right now we're just airing it on her YouTube channel. So it's the Diane Gilman on YouTube. And because she already has so much viewership and I have none. Yeah, so there's that as well. I just wanted to share that. I remembered that I hadn't told you guys about that yet. So just one more thing I have on my plate, just why not? Let's just keep adding to it, That's what I say. Until it topples over, I'll just keep adding on. Anyway, hope you are enjoying my little videos, and I'll see you soon.